still playing Metroid for some dumbass reason because Josh can't be bothered to beat the game in less than an hour and a
Hey,
half.
it's because I want to spend more time with this glorious fucking game.
I guess so. Isn't like an hour and a half how you get the best outfit?
No, it's only it's not time based, and here I fell and hurt myself. It's not time based. It's only percentage based. Time based. That's in Metroid Prime and beyond.
Okay. I thought it was time based for Super Metroid, but it's only item based.
I believe so. I think it's item percentage based. So
I think you're incorrect, and I think the internet will go ahead and strike. Oh dear God, Josh!
what has happened?
Oh, you paused your recording while you were recording it.
I did something fucky.
All right. I saw your mouse on there.
I must have clicked on something. I think I might have gotten a phone call or something. It was like clicking buttons frantically while I was holding the control. I don't know. Who knows?
We're doing it live.
Yeah. Guys, watch me get this missile. What? Wait, watch it. Watch it. Look at me.
Oh!
Hey, look
I
at me
can
just.
see the hatred in your as you're just standing there. You're like, God damn it.
I cussed a lot.
Oh yeah, he grabs your super missiles. So why are you keep firing them?
No, he doesn't grab all of them, so you just fucking spam it. Motherfucker dodges your shit, so.
Unsurprisingly, super missiles hurt.
Yeah. Who knew? Well,
So
taste your
I like
medicine.
how the missiles are supposed to be energy based, but this guy like grabs them.
You know,
Oh, look,
it's
he's dodging Super Smash Brothers style.
it's all very up in the air with when and where, her things are physical versus energy based. It's better enough to just question it and just go with it,
In Metroid Prime, they're obviously energy based, which I
Yes.
appreciate. What the hell are you doing? Oh, did not know about that.
There's a super missile there, and there's a missile tank right there, just
Yeah.
fucking taunting me.
Just giving you the bird.
It's like, hey, remember you could have grabbed me, but you
I
didn't.
wonder if Josh is going to remember to grab that missile.
We'll
Let's see.
We'll find out next time on Super.
Nah, we're not going to stop right here. But we are going to talk about a topic because we can't talk about Metroid all day. I mean, we could, but we're not.
I mean, I could. Don't get me wrong.
Nah, not doubting it. I feel we've said this joke before. Wait, we have. Moving on. So I wanted to talk about games, journalism, and media. And no, we're not talking Gamergate. We're gonna avoid that. We're not gonna take a side. No. Josh and I don't have a side that we're going to take on this topic. We're just going to specifically talk about what we think of games, journalism, and media. That's it.
Yep. We're gonna be
Screw
We're
tag.
relatively objective.
All right, so Josh, what kind of gaming magazines do you read?
I am almost nowadays exclusively in the Giant Bomb camp. I consume pretty much everything they produce, and there is very little else that I go outside of that. Occasionally I'll check out GameSpot just because they are, there are some people over there that are associated with the Giant Bomb folks that I follow, but other than that, again, it's pretty much Giant Bomb or bust for me.
Giant Bomb's pretty good.
It's one of those things I appreciate because, as Jeff Gerstmann said when he founded the company, the byline actually matters. You get a real sense of the personality of each individual member of the cast, and I really appreciate that.
One of my favorite things from Giant Bomb is, of course, their first looks.
Yes.
The last first look I watched from Giant Bomb was The Order 1886.
Yes.
And even though I know someone that worked on that game, their first look convinced me not to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, the game being supposedly only 6 hours to beat also convinced me not to buy it. Not that I don't appreciate a 6-hour game. Wow, Josh, really?
Yep. It didn't go well.
Yeah, that. Oh, did you just do a save state?
I did indeed.
What is with this run?
Man, it got wacky sometimes. Like I said, I did this in practice just fine, and then I get to recording, and I'm like fucking things up left and right, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this 3 times. Fortunately, I didn't have to go back and do that again, but just in case, I wanted to have an outlet.
Ah, okay, I got you. I'm following now. I was wondering why you did that. Anyways, not that I don't appreciate a shorter game. I've said this once before, not to you, but I've said it once before. A game like The Last of Us, which you can beat in about 12 hours, I will take 12 hours of just immaculate gameplay and just beautiful game experience and storytelling. It doesn't have to be beautiful storytelling, but if it's going to be, why not? But I will take that sort of experience versus a long, drawn-out, Final Fantasy-esque 80-hour game like Final Fantasy 13.
Or, Stan, is there another Final Fantasy game you're playing right now that's doing anything like that? A cough.
So, I'm playing Type 0 still. Even though I got it day 1, I'm still playing it.
For those of you who have been with us from the beginning, Stan mentioned this on some of our earliest podcasts, the fact that he was playing this game, and here we are, still playing that game.
So, it's not that the game is bad, per se. It is that the game takes a lot of energy for me to play because it's only okay. It's a game that was clearly...
Look at me cussing. I cussed a lot here.
I just noticed what happened. Yep, no, fuck you. Get down there.
Anyway, takes a lot of energy to play.
It takes a lot of energy to play because it's a game clearly made for a mobile platform, and that's fine. That's what it was meant for, but you can't... When you're playing it on a 47-inch TV and it's meant for a mobile game, it gets motion sickness, the combat does not translate well, the story is kind of shit. I'm just not that interested. I said this one time at work, like, the more I play this game, the more I just don't like it. Anyways, we're getting off topic.
Us? No.
Yeah, originally we were talking about the Order 1886 being short.
And before that, games journalism. Crazy.
Yeah. So, what I read nowadays, I read The Escapist. I stopped for a little bit, but they've changed a lot of their policies lately that made me consider going back to The Escapist. I do look at Giant Bomb from time to time. Rock, Paper, Shotgun, pretty good stuff. Recently, I read the Rock, Paper, Shotgun interview of Peter Molyneux, which if you hadn't read...
I heard the Giant Bomb guys talking about that, and I've been meaning to go check it out, and I still have not done that yet.
Dude, everything you've ever wanted to say to Peter Molyneux was asked in this interview.
I like the sound of that.
The very first question the interviewer asks is, are you a pathological liar, or do you not realize that you are? That is the very first interview question he asks.
Now that is legitimate, hard-hitting, like, journalism right there.
It's almost kind of unfair, but it's true. It's true.
But I mean, you know what? We expect that same kind of journalism from, professional journalists who cover things in the news. We expect them to, ask people really hard, pointed questions. They don't, you don't want to fluff about it. If you see something going on, you address it head on, and that's. I mean, it doesn't matter that he's Peter Molyneux, God's gift to gaming and whatnot.
He used to be.
Yeah. Obviously not anymore, but somebody's got to have the balls to ask those questions.
And you know what? The rest of the interview is just like 5 pages of no punches pulled. Jay's got enough super bomb there, Josh?
No, I think I need more. How about now? That's probably enough, I think.
Super bomb the shit out of that guy.
Yeah. JK, one more.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyways, It used to be my favorite video game magazine. I would read all the time, as if it was gospel. Was Electronics Gaming Monthly or
Mm-hmm.
Electronic Gaming Monthly? Not the thing, not the case anymore. Since unfortunately they lost funding to continue their magazine. They started doing it online, but even then, there's only so much you could do. Come on, do the jump. Do the jump. You're not. There you go. You're supposed to get close to him to make him jump.
You're supposed to actually jump over them and make them kick, and then they'll.
Oh, you missed!
Yeah, I did.
Ah! It's so frustrating to watch you play. When I was a kid, this room fucked me up because I was like, what am I supposed to do? Why are they invincible to power beams?
Yeah, I'm not. I said a lot of wordy durs in this here room.
Nerds.
It was bad. I was just like, mother, why can't I can't fight these fucking ninjas? What the shit?
So, do you read games journalism or any game medias for reviews on determining if you're going to buy a game or not?
Yes and no. I mean, generally, I'll look at a Giant Bomb quick look. I'll see if they've done any sort of streaming or talking about the game. I'll look at reviews. But honestly, I very rarely will sit down and read an entire written review about a game. I generally just kind of wait, see what the general consensus is on a game that I'm that I'm interested in, and then make a decision that way. But honestly, me personally, I just reached a milestone, ladies and gentlemen. I bought my first full retail game since 2011. So that tells you anything about how current I've kept up with having everything shiny and new right off the bat. I haven't. But I mean, I'll look into certain things. But I definitely, I'll get some sort of opinion before I make a decision like that. I definitely don't buy things sight unseen anymore.
Yeah. I think the last game I bought sight unseen was Final Fantasy Type 0. Well, I take that back. I did watch many reviews about it because it's technically like a 2 or 3. It's like a 4-year-old game that finally made it stateside.
Yeah, I did. I've watched very little. For those of you curious, the game I bought was Grand Theft Auto 5, which, granted, it's a remastered edition of a game that came out a year or so ago. But that's neither here nor there. I bought it full retail price, so. But I didn't know much about the game content. I've just heard really good things, and I've heard people continuing to talk about it, and that was a good indication for me that. This far out, people are still talking about the game and still talking about it positively. It's obviously something I need to check out, so.
I think one day I am going to buy that for PC. My next game I'm going to buy... actually, let me transition before I talk about the next game I'm going to buy. I'm sorry. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. What I trust when it comes to buying a video game anymore is no longer anything that I read in written word anymore. It's very, very little... written word influences my opinion because it just isn't there for me anymore. YouTube videos done by people.
Mm-hmm.
Literally anyone that hops on, if they already bought the game, they want to make a YouTube video about their experience, that's who I trust. Oh! Hold on a sec.
Boys and girls, it's time.
And here's where my childhood just... Fuck this guy! This is the hardest Ridley... This is as hard as Ridley ever has been in any Metroid game ever. I know some people will argue with me in Prime he was pretty difficult. No, I beat him my first time in Metroid Prime. It was rough, but I beat him my first try. This guy, I tried like 5 or 6 times, and I just gave up. Especially since when you die, you have to go all the way back to the same room, fight the ninja pirates, collect all the stuff that you missed before. It's just so frustrating if you lose to him.
Yeah, it would help if I was a better shot and wasn't missing all my fucking super missiles there, but here we are. Yeah, I think I'm doing a pretty decent chunk of damage to him.
Yeah, he's starting to turn red. The redder he turns, the more damage you've done to him. Which is also, actually, that's kind of a staple in the 2D Metroid games. Not in the 3D ones. In the 3D ones, he's mechanized except for Other M. In which case, you don't get the pleasure of killing him in Other M. Spoiler alert.
Got him.
Yep. You almost died.
I almost died.
And look,
But I didn't.
He just blew up into how many pieces? I'm sure he'll be back.
He's always back. Never
Yeah.
fear.
So,
E-tank.
this is to symbolize that, hey, the baby Metroid capsule is gone. I wonder where the baby Metroid went. But yeah, anyways, I watch Twitch streams of people that bought the game ahead of time. It's very rare that I buy games sight unseen anymore unless it's strictly from Nintendo. But I do want like a consensus of, is this game good? Is it going to be worth my money? Is it going to be worth my time? How do you feel, random YouTuber, about this game? And it's not just the popular ones I'll listen to. I'll click around on people that have like 100, 200 less views. People that have next to no subscribers. I'll just go ahead and listen to them. And I'll get a concerted opinion. A gathered opinion to see what has everyone said about this game. What does everyone think about this game? Is it actually good or is it bad? And that's what influenced my decision for Final Fantasy Type 0. Because originally I was just going to get it mainly for the Final Fantasy 15 demo. And once I watched enough videos, I heard enough people say a lot of good things about it, and I said, alright, this is going to be worth my $60. Then I played it. All those people were smoking some sort of crack. No, it's okay. Okay, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's just not as good as I was hoping it was going to be. It falls into a lot of Square Enix trappings about... It's a bunch of angsty teenagers in a plot that's too complicated for its own good, and unfortunately you need to beat the game several times to actually get the full story of the game, and fuck that noise.
Wait, you mean to tell me that a Final Fantasy game is full of angsty teenagers and bullshit and needing to play it multiple times to get all the way through it?
To be fair, the needing to play it multiple times to get all the story, that's a relatively new development. To be fair.
But it's one the series has been rotten with as of late.
Since 10.2, I swear, since 10.2.
But we digress.
No, I don't.
He meant it, damn it.
Hold on a sec, I'm not done.
Sorry, y'all. I was getting ahead of myself here.
So, my biggest problem is Tetsuo Nomura keeps writing these overly verbose stories. You know what? Yeah, you're right. We digress, because I'm going to go into another whole rant of what's wrong with Final Fantasy. Maybe that's another topic for another time. But what we were talking about was any other form of media that you look at to go ahead and determine your game purchase or how you get your gaming news. Did you really just use a super bomb to open the door?
Dude,
Power bomb, what have you?
Gotta use them on something.
Fair argument.
Honestly, for me, it's more word of mouth anymore. Finding people I know who have played the game and finding out their opinions, and just kind of following. Also, for anybody who knows the game is screaming at me right now. I won't tell why. I'll tell you why later. But somebody out there is screaming at me. Anyway,
Go on.
Sorry, it's just getting mad at myself.
Can we just reveal it now? I think.
All right, boys and girls. I'm gonna level with you. You saw that little area there with the lava and the thing. There's a missile tank there. As you can see, I am clearly going ahead without it. I'm gonna let you know right now, I never go back for it. I complete this game at a 99%.
Rip run.
Rip Run.
Ooh, whoa! We have a little something happened right there.
Something got fucky.
All right,
Moving on.
moving on.
But yeah, I think for me it's word of mouth. It's finding a few of those key people like whose opinions I find often are pretty similar to mine and have similar taste in games to me that I can
So you'll
kind of gauge.
Will you talk with just your friends and ask if a game is good?
I mean, yeah, if I know somebody who has a game that I'm interested in following and say, hey, what did you think of this? Or what are you thinking of your time with it right now? But I mean, that's because, again, as I've gotten older, the time investment into games is so great that I want to make sure that when I'm doing this thing, I'm not going to be
Dude,
wasting.
You're absolutely right. That's right there. I guess you don't need the jump ball. No, the spring ball.
Indeed.
Rather.
Indeed, yes. One of those things I always forget is there, but...
So, can we just talk real quick about why I value the opinion of other people, specifically of YouTube video game players? It's because, just as you mentioned right there, I just don't have the time anymore to play all the games I want to play. I'm actually legitimately excited when I'm able to actually sit down and play a game to completion. And I think the very last game I played to completion was The Last of Us. Right now I'm working on 3 different games. I got Yoshi's New Island because got it free on Nintendo. I got Final Fantasy Type 0, and I got Xenoblade Chronicles. One of those games I'm going to complete in no time at all. That's going to be Final Fantasy Type 0. Yoshi's New Island, I'm on World 3 of 8, and I guess you want to take a pause break right here. All right, fine. Go ahead.
You know what? The timing of our talking has not really lined up with the timing of playing, and that is okay. So we're just going to sit here and look at the gloriousness that is Samus in the gravity suit just hanging out there.
Yeah, it's good sprite work. Anyways, so yeah, those games are going to take me like several hours. Xenoblade Chronicles, I bought that game as like something I could play while I'm on like the train going to work or something like that. Because that will take like 80 hours, so probably the next year to actually complete. My God, you stood there for a minute, didn't you?
Well, I assumed that we were going to do some cutting and editing, but here we are in the midst of a discussion with an edit not in sight.
Moving on.
Can I just say rip run?
Oh, rip run! This is hurting your gameplay time. You're still there. You are still standing there.
So if
there we go.
If you click the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. But I understand if you don't.
Please like, subscribe, and comment on why Josh thinks I can't edit a video. And I'll admit, I really can't, but I'm not that bad. But yeah, it's become such a time investment to play games that the games that take my interest the most, and the game that I'm going to buy next, by the way, since I alluded to that earlier, is the game I'm going to buy next is Elite Dangerous, because it's a game I can pick up, play. It doesn't have to end. It looks gorgeous. It's free to play. I can play it with friends. Well, it's not free to play. You can play it online, and you don't have to pay any extra money. But games like that are what are captivating my interest more because they don't require a large time investment. The large time investment games, as I'm getting older, I'm moving away from those because I just don't have the time anymore. And one day I might actually have a kid, so I'll actually have a lot less time. So it's just a transitional thing, and that's why I trust. I like to trust certain outlets. So the few times I do want to spend money to buy a game, I want to feel like I'm getting my money's worth. I'm going to get something that's worth my time and investment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. It's a very weird thing, and I don't really, and I'm glad that sites like Giant Bomb exists, and I'm glad there are YouTubers out there doing what they're doing, and people out there who do that, because I feel like the traditional just boilerplate games review journalism is not really adequate for what I'm looking for. I don't want a marketing arm that's just giving, 8, 9s, and 10s to everything that's coming out because it's been released by a AAA title. So I just I appreciate that there's people out there that still have a personality that help me actually find things that are going to be worthwhile for my time and my investment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm glad that there still is legitimate good games journalism still out there. I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to Jim Sterling because I really do like his games journalism. GARM journalism, I think he calls it. He doesn't really review games, but he does do some videos on his YouTube channel that are very informative. He does quick looks, or he calls them squirty plays. I really like those. Reminds me of Giant Bomb. Anyways, this video has gone on long enough, and Josh is going to attempt screw attacking somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and say,
life's hard sometimes.
I'm going to go ahead and say thank you very much for watching staying with us up to this part. We're going to go ahead and stop right here. And no, you don't have to actually stop the video. Not yet, Josh. We're going to go ahead and stop right here, but we'll go ahead and get back with you guys where we're going to finish Metroid.
The exciting conclusion coming
Super Metroid.
Quite soon.
Alright, but thank you very much for watching. Alright, go ahead and
Peace.
We'll stop it right